Welcome to Bushnell University. My name is Michael Fuller, and I serve as your Vice President for Enrollment and Student Development. And today, I get to welcome you to your admitted student event. For over 125 years, Bushnell University has been serving students exactly like yourself who are looking to find and unpack the call that God has for each of you in your lives. So as you get ready to start your Bushnell adventure, know that today's program and event is entirely designed around helping you do that. Today you will meet faculty, staff, and students who will introduce you to our university and tell you about some of the basics to help make this transition work well for you. So again, welcome to today. Know how excited we are to have you, and today you are a beacon.
Hey Future Beacons, congratulations on your acceptance to Bushnell University. My name's Miles Atkinson and I serve as the Director of Undergraduate Admissions here. We have a fun series of events planned for you today, but one of the things you'll want to pay most attention to is our giveaways. Throughout the event, admissions counselors will be popping on your screen to give away awesome prizes that'll be essential to your arrival here on campus, so pay attention. Oh, and did I mention, President Womack will be eating spicy hot wings too. Up first on our agenda is our Q&A panel with current students. We understand that one of the most important parts of the college search process is getting a chance to meet with current students. So we've come up with a list of questions that are commonly asked by our prospective students. With that, we'll get started. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn Rodriguez. I am a communications major with a focus in public relations. I am a senior this year, and I'm from right here in Eugene, Oregon.
My name's KJ Williams. I am a psychology major. I am a sophomore here at Bushnell University, and I was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, lived in Manhattan, Kansas for 5 years before moving to Portland to come here for college basketball.
My name is Benjamin Womack. I am an interdisciplinary studies major with concentrations on business, psychology, and communications. I am a senior this year, and I am from Eugene, Oregon.
My name is Megan Mollahan, and I'm a junior this year. I'm a psychology major, and I'm from Forest Grove, Oregon.
Hi, my name is Preston Ferry. My major is exercise science. I'm a second year or a sophomore at Bushnell University, and I am from Waipahu, Hawaii.
So I'm Luke Burke. I'm a Bible theology major. I'm a sophomore, and I'm from Eugene, Oregon.
So my name is Purity Maina. I am an accounting major with a Christian worship minor and a business administration minor. I'm a junior and I am from Kiserian in Kenya.
My name is Jason Tanoy. I'm a sophomore here. I'm a business major and I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Here at Bushnell, I've been involved in a few activities. Off the top of my head, I've been a part of orientation team where I help you guys as new students move in and get settled into your new college life. I've also been a part of Pacific Islander Club, where people from Hawaii can come together, and also people from the mainland or here on the mainland United States get together, have fun, fellowship, and just eat good food together.
I have been able to be a part of a small group, and also I'm leading a small group now, which is really fun to get to know people and just to connect with other students, as well as like grow in our relationship with God, which is awesome. I've also been on our pep band playing the bass, which I really enjoy doing for basketball games and volleyball and things too, which is fun.
I've been a part of several different things on campus, including missions trips, student leadership, and also the music department. Specifically in the music department, I've done choir, Willow, which is an a cappella ensemble, and the Grove Collective, an on-campus worship band. We get to run and lead worship on campus for students here in this community, as well as travel around Eugene and surrounding areas for churches and camps and leading them in worship as well.
A couple pieces of advice that I'd like to pass along to students for their first year is to firstly get an organizer, a planner, and use it on a weekly basis and write down all of the due dates that you have for that week and all the scheduled appointments that you have. That way nothing sneaks up on you. And secondly, I'd advise you just to get involved in anything and everything that you can, whether it be a beacon night or a group activity. That way you can explore the campus more and find new groups of people.
I think it's really easy to maybe find a few friends and then stick with those guys and form cliques. But I think for me and what I'm learning in this time as a college student is that the more people you get to know, the more relationships you form, the better off you'll be, and then the more fun you'll have it in your experience as well.
I would say to be patient in finding your friends in your community when you arrive at Bushnell. We have lots of wonderful opportunities and ways to jump into community and get to know people, but you might not find your best friend on the first week, the first month, or even in your first year. You might walk out with people after 4 years that you don't even know your freshman year. So be patient in meeting the people that you mesh with, that you get along with, and that might be lifelong friends, and that it's okay if that doesn't happen for you right off the bat.
So the first thing I look for when I'm struggling is I just look to people around me. So people that I know are doing really well in the class, I look to them for help. Obviously, we have tutoring also in the library that can help you with certain classes you're struggling with. Your teachers are also really accommodating to you, so they want you to succeed, and if you put in the effort, then they're going to help you succeed in that class no matter if you're struggling or even if you maybe feel like you can't pass it. They're going to keep pushing you if you want to put the effort in.
My favorite one is the writing center. So ideally, all I pretty much do is once I'm done with the final draft of any paper before I submit it to the writing center along with like the rubric that's provided by most professors. And then someone's going to review my paper and send it back to me with all suggested corrections and errors that I have made. And that's just been amazing. The second one is the tutoring center. So when I came to college, I was not proficient in writing college writing, and so I just met up with a couple of tutors, and now I am way better than I was in the beginning. And I guess finally, since Bushnell University is it's a small, so a lot of our classes have a small teacher to student ratio, which means a lot of your professors are going to get to know you by name. And it's not just to know you by name, like they're going to be available to you. So a lot of professors can easily be reached out to by email or setting up an appointment, and they're more than helpful when it comes to needing help with schoolwork.
When I've been struggling in classes, something that I will do is like just reach out to the professor because they're always willing to help you if you have questions or like going into their office hours. I know we also have student tutors available, but personally I just go directly to the professor and they're always willing to help and get you whatever you need to be successful in learning.
With Eugene being a small college town, and even though we are a small college, we are right next to the University of Oregon, literally right across the street. You can just walk over. You can get some food from the EMU, some Jamba Juice maybe. You can also go to their rec fields or to their gym and utilize that if you're feeling a little more on the active side. They also have a library that's open to the public that you can utilize for resources. You can also go to a bunch of restaurants that are around since it's a college town and college kids get hungry.
I've also been able to utilize the U of O library for tons of books that I needed for classes or for presentations or reports that I can't access with our library. So U of O is very helpful with that.
Bushnell has a great partnership with the U of O Rec Center, which is the university across the street, their big facility and gym. They have a workout center, an indoor track, basketball courts, a shop with smoothies and treats, all kinds of things. And it's just a 5-minute walk the other way. I really enjoyed doing that for 2 years. It was an outlet to get off campus and do something fun for myself and interact with people that aren't necessarily here and I see every day.
Some of the opportunities on campus that I have been able to utilize to grow spiritually has firstly been small groups. I've been a part of 2 now, and they have been really great to just have a group of people that are able to pour in each other spiritually and then also keep each other accountable. Also, I was very fortunate to go on a mission trip 2 summers ago to Cambodia where I was able to help serve.
One event that Bushnell puts on here each year is the IF Gathering. It's a 1-day virtual event full of community and time together as students where we get to listen to pastors and speakers from across the country challenge us spiritually and dive deeper into the Word and who God is. And in the last 4 years, it's really pushed me and expanded my perspective in my spiritual walk while being here at the school.
During my time at Bushnell, one way that I was able to grow spiritually was going to our chapels every Tuesday and Thursday, and night chapels every other Wednesday night. And it's just the way we engage with each other and just have an intimate relationship with each other. And as a freshman coming in, we have a church fair, and it's just a way to get engaged and like get to know the churches around our community and just find a home church while you're here.
A few jobs and leadership positions that I've been able to have on campus have been, first, I worked in the Beacon Beanery as a barista, which was really fun. And then I got involved in ASBU, which is our student government, and I was an at-large representative, and then this year was the vice president of environment, and being able to help give back to the school in that way and speak for the students has been an awesome opportunity. And then I also am and have been an RA for the past 2 years, which I love being able to take care of our community and just be there for people for whatever they need.
So some jobs that I have had on campus include working in the admissions office as a student caller. So my main task has been reaching out to potential students and potential transfer students and just kind of talking about the college, answering any questions they might have about applications, and just, trying to figure out how good of a fit we are for them. And I think my other job was I worked at the athletics department, and it was mostly ticketing and, keeping scores for different sports and working the cashier for the snack bar between games. So, yeah.
I'm in the act right now of joining the Black Student Union on campus, so I'm really excited for that. That'd be fun, see where that goes and see if I can really push out a few more ideas to help implement our culture inside a lot of different things.
Some of my favorite places to go to off campus in the area is Alden Baker Park, Spencer Butte, which is a really beautiful hike, and only a little over an hour away we have a beautiful coastline with plenty of hikes in the surrounding areas.
I really like all the local coffee shops that Eugene has to offer. Let's see, Provisions, Mayraki, Vero, and Tailored are a handful of ones that I go to study, hang out, spend time with friends, and it's just a great thing to do.
I'd say my favorite place to go, or one of my favorite places to go for food at least, is to Tacovore. It's a place down here downtown which has really good tacos, just really good street tacos, and I really like going there and hanging out, and has a really good atmosphere to it and really good food.
There's also some food spots that I like. One in particular is Everyday Kind Hawaii Grinds. It's on the corner of Agate Street, and I believe it's East 13th. They also have an ice cream place that's nearby there, a pizza place, and also a Japanese tea bar. So there's plenty of places to go, but those few are my favorite.
Going thrifting, and there's like 3 or 4 Goodwills here, as well as like a bunch of St. Vincent de Paul, and I like the local Eugene Jeans, which is a really nice place too. My favorite Beacon night is classy game night.
Dodgeball night.
Late night breakfast, of course, because they have the best food.
It's karaoke night because me and my best friend like to spice up the environment a little bit.
Dance parties. Any and all dance parties. I love to dance.
My favorite meal in the CAF is breakfast because Jose makes the best breakfast burritos.
Lasagna.
Probably the breakfast burritos that Jose makes.
The hoagie sandwiches, because I'm a simple sandwich guy.
Barbecue chicken that Chef Jose cooks for us. Oh, it's just...
Pork chops and burger nights.
Definitely the Hawaiian food that we have because it's just like home.
A classic grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. It's great. My favorite spot on campus to study is in L203, one of our classrooms, and I'll go late at night with giant whiteboards and just write a bunch of stuff out.
The commuter lounge, because it has a really good quiet space to study and get work done.
Commuter lounge.
During the first semester, it's in the quad because it's super nice outside. And then when it starts to get rainy and cold, my favorite place is the library.
The cubicle pods in the library. My favorite class on campus so far has been Communication Theory, Com 220 with Dr. Doyle Schrader.
Connecting with the Skeptical World with Dr. AJ Swoboda.
BTM 101 with Dr. Swoboda because he relates really well to the students.
BTM with AJ Swoboda.
Cognition with Marianne Winter-Messier.
Theories of Personality with Dr. Reed Mueller.
Nutrition 220 because Miss Tammy Bovee, our professor, makes it fun and engaging for us.
Community, because we're a really tight-knit group of people that really have one purpose, and that is to serve Jesus.
Intentional, because there's a lot of really great people on campus who take the time to personally invest and get to know people.
Connection. I think here at Bushnell we have a very unique opportunity to connect with our professors on more than a teacher level, but actually build relationship with them.
Passionate, because this school is very passionate about what they believe in.
Fun, because there's a lot of ways to get involved.
I would use the word community to describe Bushnell because everyone knows each other and it's just like a family.
Fanta glorious, you know, fantastic, majestic, and glorious. Fanta glorious.
That was our student panel, but we really want to make sure that we get your questions answered. So I'm going to kick us off with our first giveaway. Drop a comment below with a question you have about the Bushnell search process or the Bushnell community in general, and you'll have the opportunity to win a $50 Amazon gift card. Ask your question and use hashtag giftcard to be entered to win. Next up, we have our faculty panel. One of the awesome things about Bushnell is our faculty. So we want to give you an opportunity to hear from our faculty about how they make our classroom experience so special. Enjoy.
My name is Doyle Schrader. I'm professor of speech and communication, and I'm finishing up my 14th year at Bushnell.
My name is Kathy DiTomaso Owen, and my position here at Bushnell, I have two positions. One is I am the Associate Dean of the School of Education, and I'm also an assistant professor in the teacher education program. I have been here at Bushnell for 5 years.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Ryan Melton. I'm Dean of Psychology and Counseling, and I've taught here about 5 years.
My name is Dave Walsh. I'm the Dean of the School of Business, Leadership, and Technology, and I've been at Bushnell since August of 2019.
My name is AJ Swoboda. I'm the Assistant Professor of Bible, Theology, and World Christianity here at Bushnell University, and I have been teaching here full-time for 2 years, and I love it.
I actually think a good portion of the learning happens outside the classroom, so we really try to be deliberate in working with students outside of the classroom. So some of the things that we do in psychology and counseling would be conference attendance, when we're allowed to do that anyway, but to really go and present, whether I'm supporting a student in their presentation or they're presenting with me, which I absolutely really enjoy. It was something I enjoyed doing as a student, and certainly I now enjoy doing with students. We also get students involved in publications. Just had a student last year help me with an article. So the student was able to be a co-author on an article that I published. And I did a treatment manual in which another student acted as a cartoonist for me. So that was really awesome. I'm really proud of the work that they did. A lot of activity outside the classroom.
I am very involved in my students' lives, and I would say, first of all, I am an incredibly okay basketball player. I was on the intramural team last year, and there are some students here that would tell you that I'm pretty okay when it comes to basketball. And I love spending time with my students over office hours. In fact, I meet with my students quite often, over lunch, over coffee, after class. I love being with my students. It's one of my favorite things I get to do.
Don't treat college like a video game. I see too many people who, for them, classes are levels that they're trying to clear, and their GPA is a score that they think they're going to take their score out into the world and have bragging rights. And when that is people's approach to college, the problem with that is you get to the end of it and you missed out on too many things that you should have savored, and then you find yourself in life after college and there aren't enough things that you learned how to do or enough things that you understand deeply. So in the middle of being in college, be in college. Don't look to the end of it and think that the end is the only thing you're aimed at.
I think for students entering their first year here at the university, there's a couple of really critical components. One is to know yourself and have a plan for self-care. So you are eating well, getting plenty of rest, But also, whilst you need to do well in your studies, have fun. Get involved in student life and the wonderful opportunities that there are there to get to know your peers and your colleagues.
I would say if you are coming in for your first year, my biggest piece of advice is this. The first day that you sit in class, you are sitting down in an awkward room of people you don't know. Don't bring your phones to class. Don't sit there and pretend to text to make it look like you know what you're doing. Sit there and get to know someone you don't know.
I love it when I go to a meeting outside of the university, maybe it's at the hospital, and then sitting across from me is a graduate of Bushnell. So cool, so cool.
I have a student who about 3 years ago returned to college after having had to take a break because he had a massive stroke. He had to go through therapy and rehab, and it left its marks on him, and he had to struggle a lot in classes, but he leaned into the struggle, never complained, never blamed anybody, and never gave up. Just this past Saturday, we were working on his senior capstone, and he kept sending me drafts, and he'd fix something, and I'd find other things that he needed to fix. And to keep track of the drafts, I was numbering them. Let's say his name was John Doe. I was naming the files John Doe 1, John Doe 2, and over the course of the day, he sent me 8 drafts. And on the 8th draft, I looked, and everything was fixed, and I got to change the name of the file to John Doe, you just graduated, and send it back to him.
We had a student last semester who really struggled. They came from a personal situation that was difficult and challenging. They had a couple of health challenges themselves, and they just kept at it. They kept getting their work done. They reached out for help. Everybody pulled together, and it was wonderful to see that person walk across the stage and receive her degree.
When students are struggling, we really encourage them to reach out to the professor. And our professors, in my teacher ed department, we have 3 full-time faculty, and every one of those professors, and I know this goes for across campus too, truly cares about the students. And so if students are struggling and they reach out to them, they will get help.
One of the uniquely great things about Bushnell is that there's all sorts of resources available if you're struggling in class. Talk to your professor. The professors are really good at working with students. Number 2, there's student life. They've got great counselors and great tutors that they can arrange. And third, they're academic advisors. And those people are here to help. It's their job to help you navigate your classes and life at Bushnell.
Drink a lot of coffee, know that we have a counseling department, and make some good friends who can walk with you along the journey. College is hard. Give yourself a lot of grace. But here's what happens. God shapes you in the challenges. And so embrace it and realize that God is going to make you a deeper person because of it.
So when student athletes need to miss, they're really good at communicating with us about when they need to be gone, which is critical because then as the professor of the class, we can make a plan for them for any missed assignments and just support them in their academics with the time that they need to be away.
In general, student athletes are among our most organized students. They have to be. They have to juggle practice with student life, with their studies. And so they're really good about letting us know when they have games. The coaches work with us. A number of our students, in fact about 60%, play some form of athletics. So everyone is used to that kind of a schedule, and the classes are built around that to accommodate it.
So integrating faith is one of the pleasures of being here at Bushnell. I almost always start class with a prayer, and I know that my colleagues do that as well. But I think more importantly is that we are really modeling the Christian lifestyle here and Christian values. And I think that that's probably the biggest influence on being at a Christ-centered, faith-based community.
For me, when we read the Bible, Jesus says that the Holy Spirit is a teacher, that the Holy Spirit teaches us. So for me, when I think about faith in the classroom, I don't think that there is a difference between our spiritual lives and our learning lives. That actually to be a learner, to grow in our knowledge, our understanding, to learn a new concept, I actually think that is part of following Jesus, and that's what a spiritual life is all about, is growing up.
Well, we have two favorite spots. One is Hendricks Park, which is less than a mile from campus. You walk up a hill and it's a beautiful arboretum. A lot of hiking trails, tremendously gorgeous flowers. There's a group of volunteers that works up there every Saturday and also every Tuesday, and it's a great thing for students to get involved in. And then a little farther out of town is Mount Pisgah, which is a great hike. It's about an hour up and 45 minutes down. It's great exercise and the view is fantastic.
There's a pizza place in town that's right across the street from Matt Knight Arena called Tracktown Pizza. And Tracktown has a relationship with a communication major that goes back probably 11 years. Twice a year, we all go there as a group and we eat pizza and just enjoy one another, and the newly arrived students get to know everybody. And then there's a place downtown called Level Up, and there's another place in the Whit called Blair Alley, and both places have pinball. And I'm really terrible at pinball, but I love it. So those are what I do when I need to get off campus.
Adaptable. And I say that because being a small school, we get to be flexible in our decisions. I have had the opportunity to teach at a wide range of institutions across Oregon, some very big, and for better or worse, they would get very stuck on policy. And I think here, what I've seen here at Bushnell is we get to be really flexible. If you have a need, whether that's you need to attend a sporting event, you're having a personal struggle, or just a bad day, and if we need to make some adaptation to a class, to an assignment, to a activity, I think we're able to do that in a way that other universities can't.
Eclectic. I love how many different kinds of people are mashed together in this little square space. It's awesome.
Hi, my name is Megan Temple, and I'm the admissions counselor for students from Eugene, the local surrounding area, Southern Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Alaska, and Hawaii. I am so excited that you're joining us here today. For our next giveaway, I would love for you to comment below what it is that you're most excited about starting here at Bushnell in the fall for your chance to win a mini fridge. While you're doing that, I would love to introduce Angela Doty, our Dean of Career and Academic Resources. She's going to share a little bit about the ways that we are able to support you here at Bushnell and beyond.
Hi, my name is Angela Doty. I'm the Dean of Career and Academic Resources here at Bushnell University. Welcome. I'm excited to share with you a few of the resources that we offer to support you both as a student and beyond. One of those is tied directly to our mission of helping students discover God's call upon their life. One of our core values is to develop purposeful graduates. And one way that we do that is through an intentional developmental model related to career development. Starting with your core purpose of who you are as an individual, building into participation, preparation, planning, ultimately to pursue the goals that you've set for yourself. These activities and processes are integrated into the curriculum, into events on campus, and other components within your education, ultimately culminating in an internship experience. Internship is definitely one of the hallmarks of a Bushnell education. We've got students, over 50 students, serving out in internships right now in various majors. And this is very exciting because this is both contributing to the local economy, but it's also helping students develop the skills that they need to be effective in pursuing their own goals. So if you're interested in physical therapy or athletic training, perhaps human resources, counseling, these are all partnerships that we're developing within the community to help support you in your goals. In addition, we provide resume reviews, cover letter reviews, interviewing skills. In fact, we just had mock interview day this spring virtually and was very, very successful. In fact, many of our interviewers were ready to offer jobs on the spot. So know that you are getting equipped to be effective, not just in the career that you choose, but in the process of navigating the application and the interview in order to secure that employment. Our alumni go on to get into graduate schools and entry-level positions within 6 months of graduation, which is very exciting. So I look forward to partnering with you when you become a Bushnell student. Go Beaks!
Hi guys, my name is Jordan. I'm an admissions counselor here at Bushnell University. I work with students from California, Portland, Oregon, the Oregon coast, and the East Coast. I'm standing here in Hutchins Hall in the Morse Center. Here at the Morse Center, we have our sporting events such as basketball and volleyball. Downstairs, we have our fitness center, and we also have chapel here twice a week on Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, now it's time for our sweatshirt giveaway. You have 30 seconds to put your favorite sport in the comment section below to win one of these. I played basketball here at Bushnell for 4 years, and I'm also an assistant men's basketball coach here currently. That was my favorite sport growing up, and I still love it to this day. Next, you're going to hear from Greg Brock, the Dean of Students and Director of Residence Life. Greg's going to share a little bit about what it's like to be a student here on campus at Bushnell. Here we go.
Thanks, Jordan. My name is Greg Brock, and I serve as the Dean of Students and Director of Residence Life here at Bushnell University. And I want to just talk to you a little bit about our Residence Life program. Our mission here at the university in Residence Life is to provide a living learning environment that facilitates holistic growth in the students. We recognize that the learning process is sparked in the classroom, but most of the development takes place outside of it, whether it be in the rooms and late night talks or just over a meal in the cafeteria. And so setting up spaces and facilitating that is part of the whole mission here at the university. And to facilitate those things, we have multiple layers of staffing that exists. Our first layer is a peer-to-peer leadership in our resident assistants called RAs, typically upperclassmen that live on the floor in each hall and serve our students in a variety of different ways. We also have professional live-in staff called resident directors who live here on campus with you and provide that professional experience and are available on call throughout the year. And then finally, we have our security team who keeps the campus safe and has a 24/7 emergency cell phone that they carry. So if you ever need help in any situation, they're there to help you out. For most incoming students, they'll be housed here in Burke Griffith Hall, which is our traditional residence hall, in double rooms with shared bathrooms and laundry available on each floor. And it also, on the first floor of Burke Griffith, is where our cafeteria and our Beacon Beanery is. This year we also are getting a new to us building that will provide an opportunity for singles, for freshmen who want that. So just contact your admissions counselor for more information there. The only thing that you need to do related to housing is just get your paperwork in, and we do our best to try to inform everybody where they'll be living and with whom by mid-July. At any point in the process, feel free to reach out and we'll answer questions as we can. We look forward to having you on campus next fall, and we're excited to see you. Right now, Dylan and Araceli will give you the tour. I hope you enjoy.
Hi there, my name is Sally. I'm a senior here at Bushnell University. I am majoring in exercise science and I'm on the women's soccer team.
And I'm Dylan, current senior and interdisciplinary studies major.
We will be your tour guides here today at Bushnell University in Eugene, Oregon. Bushnell University was founded in 1895 by Eugene Sanderson and James Bushnell.
James Bushnell was a man of great faith. He was an educator, churchman, clergyman, an advocate for social and racial justice. He was board president here until his death in 1912.
Bushnell University is located in Eugene, Oregon, which is at the heart of the Willamette Valley. We're about an hour away from the beach, an hour away from the mountains. There's always time for an adventure here in Oregon.
Here we are at Goodrich Hall, where you can find our Office of Student Life as well as our business office. The Office of Student Life houses our campus ministry, residence life, and student programs department, as well as our ASBU student government. And did you know that our student programs team hosts a free on-campus event for students every Friday night during the school year? Every Friday night here on campus is a Beacon night. Some events include bowling, broom hockey, art nights, ice cream parties, and more. There is no shortage of fun happening on this campus. Our campus ministry team provides you the tools and support to grow your faith in a Christ-centered community. Students can grow in their relationship with Christ through participation in chapel, small groups, and a wide range of service opportunities both locally and abroad. We are now here at one of our most popular buildings on campus. Right behind me is Price Hall, the Kellenberger Library, as well as the Ross Evans Chapel. Price Hall is home to our School of Music and Performing Arts. Here you can find students in classrooms, audio and video labs, or recording studios. I gotta be quiet because students here are studying. But right across from Price Hall here is our Kellenberger Library. This is home to our Center for Career and Academic Resources. Most students come here to either study, do homework, meet with a tutor, or utilize any of the resources that the library has to offer. We are now upstairs here at the Ross Evans Chapel. This is where we have occasional beacon nights, student-led night chapels, which allow for us to grow spiritually with our friends and God, as well as music and shows where we can see fellow students show off their talents. Right next door to our chapel here is the commuter lounge, which we also call the fireplace. This is just a space for commuter students to come, hang out, do homework or study. It's just one of the many resources we have to offer for our commuter students. Studies show that students that live on campus have stronger GPAs. Because of this, here at Bushnell, we encourage students to live on campus to the age of 21 in order to help build community in and out of the classroom. Here we are in Burke Griffith Hall. This is what a typical dorm room would look like. It comes with 2 beds, 2 desks, as well as 2 walk-in closets. Some students like to bring their own microwaves or mini fridges. We also offer free laundry services, a lounge, and a kitchen. Each hall is assigned a residence assistant, otherwise known as an RA. They're here to meet all of your needs when living away from home.
We are now in Mom Richards, which is one of our many apartment living options on campus. This building offers a kitchen, a bathroom, and 1 bedroom to share. We also have a free laundry living unit downstairs, and each hall has an RA, and you get 5 meal plans a week in this building. Mom Richards offers the same furniture as the dormitories, as well as a wardrobe. Now we're in our cafeteria. Here at Bushnell, rather than doing a point system, we offer a set amount of meals a week, ranging from 5 to 19. Our chefs do an amazing job of accommodating all dietary restrictions. Now we're in our rug room, which is one of my favorite spaces on campus. A lot of our students like to spend their time, whether it's in between or after classes, studying, playing pool, or just watching TV with their friends.
So right next to our rug room here is our Beacon Beanery. Students that live on campus receive $150 of credit to use per semester on drinks or snacks. This is where we also sell all of our Beacon apparel. In fact, I think my coffee's ready. Thanks, Iggy. Right here we have our security office. They're on call 24/7 to ensure the safety of our campus community. Whether you're locked out or need someone to walk you to your car, campus security is here for you.
Now we are at Promivich Hall. Most of our faculty are housed here. Here also we have housed our academic advisors, IT, and the registrar's office. A great thing about Bushnell's size is that each student is given an academic advisor that works with them each year planning their courses and their grad plan. Here at Bushnell, we offer over 30 majors to choose from, and regardless of your major, all students graduate with at least 135 credit hours of internship. Local companies and organizations love having Bushnell students as their interns. With 97% of our students graduating in 4 years, Bushnell is a great place to pursue your education. This is Sifke Hall. Upstairs we have the President's Office and the Office of Advancement. Here at Sifke Hall, we also house the School of Psychology and Counseling along with the School of Education. Students who take part in our education program graduate in 4 years with their teaching license. Within Sifke Hall, you can find our free counseling clinic. Here at Bushnell, we offer free counseling services to all of our students. Our campus community takes mental health very seriously, and we want to support our students in all aspects of their educational experience here at Bushnell. Here at Bushnell, we have 16 athletic teams. And here at Bushnell, we are part of the NAIA, which follows the Cascade Collegiate Conference. Bushnell Athletics follows a triathlete model, which means we want to develop our student athletes on the field, in the classroom, and in character, all in a Christ-centered fashion. Downstairs of our Moore Center is our fitness center. Our fitness center is open 7 days a week, available to all Bushnell students. Our fitness center has everything you need to work out. We have free weights, weight resistance machines, and we have cardio machines. We also have our athletic training room right next door, available to all our student athletes. Here is our esports arena, and this is where our esports athletes have their tournaments. Esports is one of our 16 athletic teams on campus. Our program is the first and only to offer athletic scholarships to our students in the state of Oregon. Here's our viewing room where we watch and cheer on our esports athletes. And if we're not cheering on our esports athletes, we use this space for hanging out with friends, movie nights, and game nights.
We're so glad that you joined us here today at Bushnell University. We hope to have you here soon so you can see our campus and mission in action.
Thank you for joining us today, and as always, go Beaks!
My name is Anna Krasabala. I'm an admissions counselor here at Bushnell University. I work with students from the Salem surrounding area, the state of Washington, Central and Eastern Oregon, as well as the Midwest. Here we are in the Beacon Beanery, where you can come and grab a quick drink right before class, a bite to eat, or some Beacon gear. Continuing with our coffee theme, we're going to be giving away a Keurig because college students definitely need their coffee. So comment below your favorite coffee order and one of you will have the chance to win the Keurig. My favorite drink from the Beacon Beanery is the caramel latte. It's a classic. Next up, we'll get to sit down with the university's president, Dr. Joe Womack, and talk about Bushnell and himself, all while eating progressively hotter wings. Let's go eat some wings. Here we are with President Womack, here to tell us a little bit about himself, his time in higher education, and test his knowledge of the university's history. I'll be asking him questions while each of us are eating hot wings of increasing spice. These wings come to us from Toxic Wings. The closest one is located at U of O's EMU, about a 10-minute walk away from campus. So we'll start with the first question and then eat a wing with every question that comes after. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, the first one's an easy one. Just tell us about yourself and how long have you worked in higher education?
28 years, yes, 29 years. I've only worked, except for a very short period of time, in higher ed, and I'm the father of 4 boys, husband of 1 woman.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna take our first bite.
First bite of wing.
From our wings. So you can start with that first selection there.
Okay, there we go. Very tasty. And what is this one? Honey barbecue?
Mm-hmm. So as you're chewing on that a little bit, tell me about your favorite event to organize while working in student life.
Oh, gosh, that's a tough question. It would have to be the Nocturnal Madness shows we did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
They were goofy variety shows. We'd sing and dance and do skits and kind of do prank games, you know, drop some slime over somebody or pie in the face or that kind of thing. A lot of fun.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, we're moving on to the spicy barbecue. Did you feel that one at all?
Not at all. Did you? Okay. How are you? Are you?
I'm feeling a little bit. I'm getting a little warm.
Really? From that one? Okay. Spicy barbecue.
Yes. You can take as many bites of that one as you want.
Well, I want to make sure I don't die from the spice.
How is it?
It's tasty. I'm not feeling anything yet.
Okay.
Are you? Are you getting it right off the bat?
I mean, I'm not very good at spice, so yeah.
You're not good at spice?
Mm-mm.
I'm making a mess.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay.
A little bit there.
What was that?
There's a little bit there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're feeling it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Next question.
Okay.
Do you remember how you felt on your first day of college?
I arrived too late to be let into the dorm.
Oh no.
And had to sleep in my car in the parking lot outside the baseball field. And I woke up with my face against the side window and a kid tapping on the window to wake me up, and I had 5 minutes to get to practice. So I felt completely out of place, completely uninformed and late.
So what you're saying is our prospective students will be more prepared than that.
I'm counting on it. In fact, I think kind of student that was at a different institution, by the way. This is a place that attracts a higher level freshman student than I was.
That's a fun story. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, here comes the fishing question. Before we start that, though, we are going to dip into our toxic wings.
Uh-oh, toxic. That doesn't sound like a smart...
We're going to start feeling it a little bit more.
This is just, well, they even look bad. They smell bad. Have you tried this? Have you ever had this before?
Mm-mm.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh boy, they smell like they're spicy.
How is it?
These are hot and terrible. Wow.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
Properly named.
Okay, this is the last question in this section.
I don't want to lick my finger. All right. Last question. Daggum. These are hot. Okay.
Tell me your best fishing story in 60 seconds. Go.
Best fishing story, 60 seconds go. I love the bass fish. My dad and I have always enjoyed that. Of my siblings, I have 3 siblings, a sister and 2 brothers. The rest of them really don't like to go bass fishing, but we've made them go through the years. I spent an inordinate amount of time chasing largemouth bass, and mainly in California, but Oregon and other parts of the country. And you'd think that in our family, I would have the largest bass catch record in our family. But the least likely person in our family, my brother Tim, who cannot stand it, the only reason why he'll go is just spend time with family, not only has the record for our family, but is got it by 2 or 3 pounds. So he has a 12-pound, 6-ounce largemouth bass caught 15 years ago at Clear Lake in California.
Wow, that was right on.
There you go.
Okay, we are gonna go into some rapid fire questions. So
Hey, did it bother you at all? You don't look bothered at all by that spike.
that one didn't get me as much, honestly, as the other
Really?
ones. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take a bite out
About
of
what?
out of the toxic ones for
Oh,
each
jeez. Okay.
question. So just you can just
For
take
each
a little
question?
nibble.
All right, here I'm ready.
All right. Starting with softball, what year was Bushnell established?
1895.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. How many name changes has the school gone through?
5.
I think you're right. I'm not quite sure on that one, but I trust you.
I am.
I had 6 down, but I believe you more than my number.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
You feeling it?
These are terrible. My gosh, why would people buy these for a meal? Okay,
All right. What are the ages of your 4 children?
that's almost not fair. 25, 22, 17, and 15.
Close. Is Jamie 24?
That's close. 24, 25.
All right. You got all the other ones right.
No,
so I'll
he's,
give
20,
you that.
he's 25. He was 3 when Ben was born.
I'll take your word on it. Okay. Yep. Another bite. Great. Who was your favorite athlete growing up?
Dale Murphy.
Baseball?
Yep, center fielder for the Atlanta Braves.
Nice. I'm feeling it now.
These are terrible.
We're almost done.
Do I have boogers coming out my face? I mean, my nose is running like a faucet here. Oh,
Okay. Which school merged with Eugene Bible College, changing the name of the school to Northwest Christian College?
Oh, okay. Hold on. It's Spokane, but it's actually a misnomer to say that is what caused the name change, and that it actually was a merger. Spokane went under, and the college here took their library and whatever assets they had left.
Oh, okay.
Not to be
Thank you
too
for that
picky,
insight.
but anyway, there you go.
All right. What was your favorite band in college?
In college, my favorite band.
Yep.
What genre?
Rock.
U2.
Nice. You got to meet U2, didn't you?
No, oh gosh. I was introduced to U2 by a classmate that my mother made me take to a U2 concert in 1984 or 83 because her mom was in my mother's Bible study, Gretchen Habercorn. And I did not want to go. Oh my gosh, these are terrible. I didn't know who U2 was. I'm a country music guy mainly. And I didn't want to go, and I whined and cried about it, but I went to the concert. We had 7th row middle seats, and that's the concert where they recorded U2 Under a Red Blood Sky. which is an iconic live album. So I got to be there. Big blessing, even though I didn't have a very good attitude about it.
Wow. Okay, last one. You ready?
I got to eat one more?
Yep,
All
one more
right.
bite.
Oh, gosh, that's terrible. All right. Are you eating big bites or are you like eating little tiny bites?
Medium.
Your little Annika bites over there. That's not fair. Okay.
It fits my size.
There you go.
All right, who was the president from 1986 to 2004?
Let's see. Who was that guy? I don't know. Oh, James Errol Womack.
Correct.
There
Ding,
you
ding,
go.
ding.
Thank you. Holy cow. He was just here in the office.
Oh. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us today. How are we feeling after it's all done?
I don't want those wings ever again. There's something like in the back of my throat and I got a runny nose. But other than that, the barbecue stuff was really good.
Good. Well, at least you know for next time you visit.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the trivia question. What did we have? That was it. Oh, that was trivia. Yeah.
That was it. All
Well,
right.
thank you
Thank
for
you
the
so much for
softballs.
joining us. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
After all of the virtual fun we've had today, I bet you're wondering what's next. Well, I'm here to tell you. The first thing you're going to do is deposit. By using the link in the description below, that will take you right to our online deposit portal. Once you submit your deposit, that will reserve your spot here at Bushnell in the fall. Next, enrollment forms. These are all of the forms that we will need before you start classes in the fall. This also includes things like your housing profile. Once you submit your tuition deposit and your enrollment forms, you'll be eligible to attend your advising appointment. Here's where you'll select all of the classes that you'll be in come fall semester. And finally, new student orientation. We can't wait to see you in the fall. That's all you need to know to become a Bushnell Beacon, and the first 100 students to submit their deposit will be entered to win AirPods, parking passes, book vouchers, so don't wait. And we'll see you at new student orientation. Go Beacons.